Welcome to Widespread Luck Tarot. I'm so glad that you've decided to join me today. Just a few notes before we get started. These are general readings. They may not resonate with everyone. Please take what resonates with you and leave the rest. You may find that the reading on your sun, moon, or rising sign has more resonance for you. Please take a moment to check your natal chart placements and watch the videos that you find resonate with you the most. Remember, we all have free will. The possible outcome could change depending on the circumstances of your situation as people make their own choices. Take this advice accordingly. And remember, energy is fluid. So if I'm talking about another person and it seems to resonate more closely to your story, then flip the energies as necessary. I'm so glad that you found your way to Widespread Luck Tarot. Please take a moment to like, share, or subscribe. Welcome to Widespread Luck Tarot. I'm going to be doing a reading today for Aquarius. This is part of the series on what is holding you back in love. And I apologize for the fan sound. It's really hot down here. And this room in particular, particularly after I light all of the candles and everything, gets really warm. So I will do my best to diminish it before posting. But if you hear a lot of fan sound, that's what's going on. So I'm going to take a moment to clear the cards of their previous energies, and we are going to get some, let's try this one. There we go. We're going to get some advice, information, messages from our angels, spirits, guides, and ancestors about what's holding Aquarius back in love. So, angels, spirits, guides, and ancestors, what is holding Aquarius back in love? What is holding Aquarius back in love? Shuffle. Well, Aquarius, do you not want to talk? Okay, there we go. Those two both wanted to talk. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, we have Ideal Romance. Let's see if you can see that card. We also have the Game of Love. And Love's Secret. So this is a relatively new deck, and these are a couple of cards I haven't pulled yet, Aquarius. So I'm going to go ahead and look them up and read a little bit about them. So in terms of Ideal Romance, it's saying close your eyes. Write yourself a letter idealing your ideal situation. This doesn't necessarily need to concern romantic endeavors. This can be a letter about any particular aspect of your life. Define your ideal. Emphasize your real goals and wishes for your life. Now mail that letter back to yourself through the post and open it up again when the time is right. Have you manifested your vision? So I think some of the issues that we run across in terms of what's holding us back in love is having this unrealistic expectation about what love should be or what it should look like. And very often that kind of comes to us through, you know, images in the media and fairy tales and those kinds of things. So it may be time to really ask yourself, what do you truly want? What is non-negotiable for you? What is something that isn't really necessary, but you've always kind of thought that it was, and that you might need to let go of? In terms of the Game of Love, you know, love doesn't have to be something really lofty. It doesn't have to be super serious. It doesn't have to always be a challenge. You know, sometimes we need to enjoy each other, enjoy our partners, take a vacation, play games, get a little bit more joyful and lighthearted with our approach to love. And I think that might, you know, either if you're in a relationship right now, it might rekindle, help you find the joy in your relationship. And if you're not, then, you know, if every step you take, every person you meet, you are always thinking, or overthinking, I'm going to say, every decision, every communication, then you're not enjoying the process. And very often, you know, building a relationship is a process, right? And that's supposed to be enjoyable. So if it's always painful or overwhelming, then you may be putting too much pressure on yourself or your partner to meet some ideal that that doesn't fit you, that doesn't fit your relationship or your dynamic. So in terms of Love Secret, this is also about a vision of love, and the way that you want to experience love. You really need to tap into your subconscious here. Allow love to radiate through your fingers as you're writing about what your ideal romance would look like. Manifest this in physical form. Once again, this one is also referring to, you know, writing those things down and hiding them away in some way, to be found when it's most needed. So very often we don't allow for any flow. We try to control the situation as opposed to letting it evolve. And I think that is something that you're going to want to be considering as you move forward in love. So let's see what messages come out of this deck for Aquarius. Messages for Aquarius about what's holding them back in love. Okay, so there are a few things that came out here. We have, let's see if I can make this where you can see it better. Oh, I see what the problem is. Hang on just a second. I was wondering why you couldn't see the cards the way I normally hold them, and I realized the curtains, the dog had moved. Okay, so your enlightened heart. The wish of the Divine Mother is that you become free. Enlightenment is a culmination of many small steps, each one as a drop of water forming a divine ocean of peace, realization, love, and unity within. An ocean that washes away fear, separation, and scarcity, and bathes us in abundance and bliss. You carry the torch of enlightenment within your heart. Let it shine. And, oh, we've got 3 more. Okay. The Yin Empress. The Yin Empress brings peace, prosperity, and success to her beloved devotees. Your sole purpose includes healing and empowerment of the Divine Feminine, the Yin Empress herself. You gain power, assistance, and untold blessings in following your sole purpose. You are lifted and supported in your sacred work now. Be at peace, you shall thrive. The 10 Sisters of Light. You have been here before, lived many lifetimes. Your soul has learned skills in past lives and developed abilities and talents. It is time to reawaken and reclaim those past life gifts. Kuan Yin's grace, protection, and assistance help you now to release past life wounds, so that you may bring past life powers to aid your present life purpose. So for those of you who don't believe in reincarnation, very often when I hear cards talk about past lives, I also think about our past experiences in this life, and that might help you connect to that message more clearly. And we have the blessings of the Moon Maiden. The Moon Maiden, with her lucky hair, brings auspicious tidings of prosperity and abundance to you now. The universe seeks to replenish, restore, and create through you. Allow yourself to receive beyond what you have thought was possible by opening your heart with gratitude now. Let the blessings of good fortune for the beloved Maiden of the Moon, Kuan Yin, flow easily into your life now. So, a lot of this, I think, is about healing from the past, about finding your true purpose so that you can thrive in love. What gifts do you have? What talents do you have that you're not? And those can be things in terms of communication. Those can be things in terms of, the gifts that you have that you offer the world, as well as the gifts that you have that you could offer another person. Very often when we are not satisfied or content with our own selves, it's very hard to be content with anyone else. And finding that peace and unity within really is going to allow you to open the space for someone else. It's said so often, and it almost becomes cliche, like you can't love somebody else until you love yourself. But very often, if we can't accept ourselves who we are, then we can't accept someone else as who they are. So, sorry, this candle went out. I'm going to go ahead and relight it. I think the fan is keeping it from staying lit. Okay, so, excuse me. This reading has been very interrupted. So there may be something that's kind of interrupting your flow in your life, or your ability to find your purpose that is getting in the way here, Aquarius. We have children. Your love life is being affected by children at the bottom of the deck. And, if there's not children, like you don't have children or your partner doesn't have children, it could be that your love life is being affected. I apologize for my dog. Your love life is being affected by childhood trauma that you have yourself. We have, it is safe for you to love, open your heart, and to give and receive the highest energy of all. And we also have wedding. This situation involves marriage. So you could be in a relationship now that could lead to marriage. You could be intensifying the commitment in the relationship. You also, in terms of like this childhood trauma or the children involved, you could have children from a previous marriage, children in your current relationship. And I think all of those things are possible since this is a general reading. So take what resonates with you and leave the rest. If you are single and wondering what's holding you back in love, especially in terms of ideal romance, you could be so focused on marriage and finding that lifetime partner, that long-term lifetime partner that you're pushing too hard, right? You're pushing for something that isn't in line with divine timing or your highest good or their highest good. So let's see what messages the tarot has for Aquarius in terms of clarifying these cards or too many. Clarifying these cards or what's holding them back in love. Messages for Aquarius. Okay. See if we can get a few more cards for Aquarius on the floor. That works. Okay, I'm going to take the ones on the floor. Okay, so at the base of the pack, we have the Hanged One. You could have been stuck for a while in a state of kind of limbo, or trying to decide what it is you really want or how to act in a particular situation. You may have, needed to adjust your perspective on this situation because it wasn't serving you. We have the Nine of Wands here. This is test of strength and perseverance. This can be kind of burdensome though, right? You may be in a situation where the it's become challenging to navigate. We also have the Five of Swords here. Resentment and competition. This could be particularly in terms of communication. You're not sure how to communicate the things that are going to make you happy, or you've struggled through communication with your significant other, or they're not really communicating with you. Maybe it's because you don't feel safe in the connection. You don't feel like you're being heard. So maybe you've stopped talking and that's caused some conflict. Or you don't feel like what you need and what you want to be your ideal is possible in this situation, or that they will be receptive to it. And once again, I think that some of this may be putting too much pressure on your relationships to be something specific, whatever that might be, to be able to open up and have fun is probably going to be what we have the Three of Cups here, to enjoy games and time spent together, to be able to celebrate and enjoy yourself. Everything doesn't always have to be so serious, right? So complicated or difficult. And I feel like you may have in the past thought that relationships have to be difficult and that they're full of conflict. That might stem from some sort of childhood trauma, or the relationships that you observed growing up between your the people who were really foundational in your life, like your parents or grandparents or aunts and uncles, those kinds of relationships. So we also have the High Priestess here, illumination and knowledge. Tapping into your intuition, trusting your intuition, knowing that you are moving towards your higher purpose in life, and your soul connection, like really getting in touch with what your soul wants and needs, I think is really important here. And you need to be able to trust yourself. So if you don't find that to be possible right now, I think that, being in this Hanged Man state and taking some time to reassess and really dive deep is what's going to help you the most. Because we have the Nine of Rings underneath that card. This is emotional abundance. This is wish fulfillment. I'm sorry, I was thinking Nine of Cups instead of Nine of Rings. The rings are pentacles in this deck. So it could be that once you have more financial stability, you will feel like you can move forward and step into that Emperor energy. Be careful about trying to control the situation. Emperors can be too controlling of the situation. So I think that that's uh, a general feeling that I'm getting across this reading too, that by putting too much pressure on a situation, you're limiting it. So I would say let go, release, particularly any negative energies based on what you've always thought was the ideal. What is ideal for you may not be ideal for someone else, and you don't have to live up to anyone else's ideas of love. So I hope this reading resonated for you, Aquarius. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe. If it didn't, you may want to check out the other placements in your chart and see if those resonate more clearly. Thank you so much.